Okay, so I'm here again. I know it's been a long time since I've done an episode. I've been really busy and I've been trying to get something. I've been trying to. So I wrote a program for us to test today, and I kind of touched this up a bit because I had a couple of creepers jump in and blow me up. Luckily, Tim was not blown up. So I got Tim to get me some glass, cooked it in the furnace. We are out of wood again, and I cleaned up the creeper explosions, which makes it a little bigger. It's a little bit of a bigger home now, but that's fine. Smelted up some stone, fixed the floor, all that, but a couple new things. Wait, what's the... whatever. What's this do? Oh, it just gives me the date. So I made a mine program, which I have not tested yet, so we're going to do that today. It's going to send him way down there where I can't get him back. Well, I could if I hopped down the hole and lived. And hopefully he comes back up with some resources for us. We are going to delete configus, because it's been really annoying me. And now... And then there's also this wipe program, because I added 2 new APIs. I added the API's API, which is not done yet, because there's only one function in it. But what it basically does is, if we edit our startup program, you'll see that, it's just 2 lines of code. And that's because all it does is load the API's API, which does tons of stuff to basically load any APIs it's told to. So if we go here, we open the config API, or not open it, but use it, and we get .apis, and then 1. It'll say APIs/config, and then if we get 2, it'll say APIs/file, then we have clock, then we have screen, I think T, and then I think there's one more, user. So those are all the APIs, and then it loads all these APIs for us. And we can just add more. So right now it's loading 6 APIs. That's what that one API does. All I can do right now is add more APIs to it. In the future, you'll be able to remove APIs and rearrange the list. It loads these in order. So like screen API uses clock and file and config, so it loads all these before the screen API, because that's the order I used. And then the user API. So if I go back into Lua actually, and I do user.autoLogin mathlord, and then false. Right, I need to enter the password too. Math is what I did for now. So now it returns true. So now, if I reboot, it's not what's supposed to happen. Or not .apis, username /mathlord /login. Oh, okay. Well, it should say true here. And now if we reboot, okay. Okay. It is broken, but basically the point of it, which it clearly doesn't do, but what it was supposed to do and once did, was whenever the computer rebooted or Turtle, it would ask me to log in, and then you could also say, hey, for this, and then also there's admin variables, so they could say, so you could ask, hey, is this account an admin? And then if it is, then you give them special privileges in your program or whatever. That's what the point of this is, and I thought it worked. Maybe we'll do some work on that if we have time this episode. First, let's get into the Mine program. So, I'm going to quickly run through this. So, I put the main code in a function because I wanted to have it use this refresh function, which is being used at all right now, which will just reload the taskbar using the parallel API. But for now, I don't want to do anything fancy. I just want to make sure this works. So I'm not doing that right now. Right now, I'm just running the main code. So what this does is it sets the depth to 0. So it's gone down 0 blocks. So actually, yeah. And then it digs down 1 block. And then it does a loop for as long as the block underneath it is air. And then it does the function check walls, which what that does is it runs this 4 times. It checks if the block in front of it is valuable. If it is, it digs it out and then it turns. And how it checks if a block is valuable is I have this table of junk items like dirt, sand, gravel, grass, stone, air, and then that we don't need. For every, so to make this so I can easily add to this list, I just said run this block of code, this if statement, once for every single thing entry in this list. And then what it does is it checks to see if the block in front of it matches the item in the list. So it does dirt first, then sand, gravel, grass, and so on. And then if it does, it returns false. If it doesn't, it just goes through the loop again. And if it gets all the way through, it does every single one, and it doesn't match any of these, then we'll go to this line and we'll say return true. So then, back in the main code here, after it checks all the walls, mines all the good resources out from around it, goes down a block, increases the depth, digs the block underneath it, and then it goes and tries again. This dig will not work if there's bedrock underneath it, and that's important, because then it won't run the loop again once it has bedrock under it, because then it's not air, it's bedrock. And then what it will do is it will go turtle.up, and then I just put in depth. Or not turtle.up, t.up, sorry. That won't work, because turtle.up doesn't support that. Because the depth is equal to how many times it's gone down, and it will have gone down depth, and the t API will run a for loop, moving it up every time for the number of for the number that depth represents. So we're going to quickly go down 3, which you can't do because there's only 2 blocks to go down. And now you're going to mine. Okay, it's working so far. That was teleporting. It's working. Do you like the glass ceiling? I like the glass ceiling. Makes it very bright in here. I hear a spider though. I can't get out without Tim. Ooh, I almost fell down with him. Alright. He isn't grabbing the granite because granite is technically stone. So don't need to worry about that. And the turtle on inspect doesn't return the metadata yet. Doesn't mind anything from the walls, I don't think. Oh, this is scary, because If he gets stuck down there, I can't do anything about it. If he gets stuck more than 24 blocks down, jumping down won't. I'll die doing that. Okay, I am going to cut this and go do something. AFK. Ah. Okay. Whoa, that was a bit of lag. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Alright, so, he's done mining. I moved him over a little bit, so now he's here. So he can start his next mining trip. But, while I was doing that, I went outside of the game and worked on his programming. And I changed the startup program a little bit, as you can probably tell. Now the taskbar auto updates, so the time updates, the day updates, like PM, AM updates. So like if you look at the sun here, it's going down. Yeah, 3 seems about the right timing there. This is what he got. So we got cobblestone, diorite, andesite, dirt, some iron, and some coal. So we still don't have the diamonds to make more turtles, but we're getting there. So then I also added this thing that says MathLord right now. It's hard-coded to MathLord, but I want to work on the user API and fix that a bit. So yeah, but it works. So like if we say go forward, goes forward. Go backward. Backward. No such instruction. Oh. Go back. Goes back. And if we say edit startup, it edits startup with that. So you actually don't see the first line because the edit program is not compatible with our taskbar here. So it looks a little weird because we'll need to work on our the edit program a bit here because of that, because it still uses the default screen size, so it's used to having the whole screen to use, but that's fine. We are gonna quickly, I think it looks a bit better. I think it might look a bit better if we did like this. So let's look at the startup program here. So yeah, that's the APIs loading and all that. Actually, we don't even need to be able to see the APIs loading, but we will need to see the first line in other programs. So that will matter. As you can see, the startup program is still running while we're in this other program. So we do still have our taskbar in any program. This will still get loaded. It can be disabled by the program, so we may just do that. Disable the taskbar. Because there is, well, I don't know if there is right now, but I want there to be for sure if there isn't. Screen dot disable taskbar or enable taskbar and enable taskbar so that you can turn it on and off as you need in programs, because some programs may have their own little time thing, like maybe the time right here or whatever. So we don't always need that, and it's a little glitchy if it's not designed for it. So yeah. So screen dot load taskbar. So this is the function taskbar, which actually we could lower down a bit. So we have our main code separated. First it prints the taskbar, does all that, and then it makes functions, and then it runs the chunk of the code which is running right now. It's just this loop here. So the taskbar is while true do, screen dot load taskbar. It loads this taskbar and sleeps for 0 seconds. I had to stop an error. It's like computer gone too long without idle or something. Sleeping for 0 seconds fixes that. So you can just do that. And then we do function programs, or function programs. And what this does is it gets the text color, Then it changes the color to yellow. It writes mathlord, which I want to make this use the user interface to look up what account is logged in and do that. And then it does term.setTextColor, gets the text color, and then program equals read, and so then it just waits for someone to type things, and then it runs program. So you type things, including arguments and everything, and we'll run it. And then when that's done, it exits out, and it goes, and this function ends, and it goes, and then here, where we actually use the functions, is parallel.waitForAny. And what that means is it will run both of these functions simultaneously, same time. And then it will also, as soon as one of them finishes, it will terminate the other one. So this taskbar never finishes. It's an infinite loop. So as soon as program finishes, it terminates taskbar, sleeps for 0 seconds, and then runs programs and taskbar again until one of them finishes, and then it goes again. So it's an infinite loop. You can do terminating. I left that in there just in case. Clearing just clears the screen, and because I made clear use the taskbar, it doesn't blink the taskbar, it stays completely normal. I haven't tested CD. Let's try CD APIs list. So we're in APIs, but it looks like we're in the normal thing. That is not what we want, so we're going to have to work on that. But I think that's going to be it for today, you guys. I'm going to work on fixing the user API, making it compatible with the new startup program. Oh, and wait, one more thing. In our mine program here, we cannot see the name of that function, but that's fine. I don't need this refresh thing, because now it does that automatically for us. So we can delete this whole function. Whoop, whoop. And don't really need main to be a function. We can just, we'll leave it as a function. But I want to disable the taskbar. Screen.disable taskbar. Clear. Exit. Edit. Mine. Control E. Lua. Screen dot enable taskbar. Screen dot enable taskbar. That was really weird. We are going to exit out, and I will figure out what is wrong with that later. But for now, I think that we will just be not able to see the first line of code. So we are going to function get list. So this function is the get list function. And we are going to exit out of this real quick. Go to our mine program. Mine. We're going to just indent that first thing there, and I think that's what we'll just do for now. Edit mine. There we go. Now we can see everything. Okay. So. Oh, by the way, this idea for mining was taken from Gaming with Ben, the same people who I got the Computercraft challenge idea from. So, just everyone give them mine. See, look, the day updated. Yay. Yeah, I don't know how in here. The day's reset or something in my world, so it's 31st of January, people. We probably don't have time for this, but I started on making it so that this list here, uses configuration files. I'm not going to explain it right now. Here it is. This is the function. That's all I've written. Because I think we might already be overdue on the video. So, hope to see you guys next time. I hope this is a little more interesting than previous things, because some people... Oh! In my crafting table. No, give back my crafting table. See, look, the time's updating. Well, it's mining. Some people seem to not like coding, or I know some people don't like coding all the time, so hopefully this was more fun to watch for some people who aren't coding fans or don't like constant coding every episode. So there's a bit of not looking at a terminal the whole time. You gotta see a glass ceiling. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this episode. Because mining, the mine program worked flawlessly. That is lava. We have not gotten any new... Oh, I probably should have left that coal in him to refuel if he needs it. Oh well. And we worked on our terminal with our taskbar. I think that looked really cool, I think. I need to work on the CD and all that, but yeah. See you guys next time.